Hello, this is Cho of the Shiny Colors Discord. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a True End run. So, for context of this recording, I have been doing True Ends the last couple of days in an attempt to get the latest Rinzai SSR. It's not been going well. At least getting the card. The True Ends are not a problem, but I'm a little too deep in the banner now, so I've committed to it. And so I figured that at least one of these runs I would record and kind of talk my way through the run. So I'm going to be producing this SR Tenka. And the notable thing about this run is that I am probably not going to be grabbing Tenka's appeal. So this is going to be focusing solely on the appeals given by the supports. In this case, I'm going to be aiming to get the Rinzai appeals, as well as the Mono appeals. As for the lineup, we have the SR Mono, which is great for SP generation for vocal builds, the Meguru, who provides a little bit of mental, the Rinzai for additional vocal, though you could choose to use the Grade Fest Rinzai if you have her leveled up as well. I prefer getting a little more vocal in this case over the SP, but that's also why we brought the visual Fuyuko as a guest, because she'll be providing mental and SP as well to complement Mono and Meguru. And then I bring along Kaho because she has good passives that I like to pick up early, and she has a great excellent appeal, which is great for dealing with any judge regardless of the situation, which makes Season 3 a lot easier if I draw her early. Apologies for any flubs in my speech throughout the run, by the way. This is completely off the cuff. I'm not tired, it's just that I tend to ramble, and sometimes I get caught on my own words. A classic situation. So as for my items, I'm going to be bringing a notebook, because I can't read, and a vocal book, because I can read enough to know how to set up vocal in the semifinals. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. See, the reason for this is why I like vocal True Ends is because as long as I can get through the prelims, the finals shouldn't be a problem with this setup. Of course, this assumes that most of your supports are leveled up as much as they can, so always prioritize your strongest supports if you're doing True Ends. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be blasting through most of the cutscenes, and communes rather, so don't expect me to be focusing too much on them, so much as maybe whatever stats they give. So throughout Season 1, oh, okay, thank you. That's a very lucky start. We're going to be focusing on mental. I want to try to get at least 200 mental before the end of Season 1, which we're already halfway there. And we got a level up, which means that we are good to go with this room for the rest of the season. So far, everything is very lucky. Get some additional vocal. Morning communes are nice. I like to try to get memory level 2. It's never guaranteed. Memory level, anything above memory level 2 is like pure fluff. I don't think it's mandatory for runs, but it can certainly help, especially if you get a lucky memory level 5. Because then, by that point, the run is like almost completely secured. Okay, so I have a bad feeling about this. I have a feeling she's going to ask for rest after we immediately rested. Oh, she didn't ask for anything. Okay, that's fine. So we're good on our fan count for the season. We still got 3 weeks to work with. So we're just going to pad our mental stat as much as we can. Now, Tenka is a special case because she loves to ask for rest promises whenever they come up. So I'm kind of going to play a little riskier in the assumption that Tenka does start bringing up more promises. But we'll see. Obviously, we're just going to be aiming for however much vocal we can get. We have 200 mental, so we're pretty good on that. Level 3 radio room, which is not super necessary, but we'll take it. Okay, morning commune. This could work out perfectly. Yes! That's exactly what we want to see. Tenka asking for rest when we absolutely need to rest. So now we only need 1 morning commune to get memory level 2, which is what I would be very happy to get. We also have to actively think about how much SP we're going to gain throughout the run as well, because there are a couple of things that I want to try to get as we progress through the seasons. So for Season 2, let's see. The first thing that I like to do, which is specific to this case because I use this Kaho, you can take any other direction as you see appropriate, depending on the supports you use. This Kaho has access to Vocal, Visual, and Dance 2.5s pretty early. So, I like to replace the 1.0s with 2.5s right at the beginning. This also opens up access to both of her passives since she's over 2 stars. A 50% buff to all stats, and a 30% bump to all stats that have very reasonable requirements and are easy to work with, which is why I like using her for true end runs. Otherwise, Mono has a pretty good path to work down since you'll get a Vocal 2.0 and an additional 2.0, and a nice gold passive that as long as you're in first place, which can happen at any given point if the stars are tied, so at turn 1, technically everybody's in first, so you could get the 25% on turn 1. Or if you get any stars, as long as you stay ahead of the others, then you're still in first. So we'll see how I want to approach from here. Like I said, I don't really want to get Tenka's appeals because they don't do any damage. It's just a buff. And realistically, that's going to be too slow for what we need to do. So I think what will happen is that I will work my way down the Mono tree. So math-wise, we need 50, 90, 120, 150. And then over here, we need 50, 90, 140. So we need 290 SP for that. And then we have another 80 over here. So we're still a long ways away from what I would say is comfortable. That is a very appreciated level up. So I'm going to be focusing on SP for the most part. I'm okay with the vocal stat as it is. We'll be dealing with our vocal stat pretty quickly. Also, I was wrong. We are 6 points away, so I need 2 morning commies, not 1. Again, playing a little... Ooh, okay, level 3. That's nice. Playing a little reckless because of situations like this. Tenka, ask for rest, please. Wow, she actually wants to do a lesson. That's new. So, in that case, we're gonna rest, so that we don't accidentally fail the lesson. I'd rather not take a stat penalty for no reason, if I can avoid it. And we're gonna get memory level 2 anyway. So that's off my personal checklist. Okay. I'll take that just because it gives us 9 SP as opposed to 5. Okay. So let's see what the rooms look like. We have 3 people in here. So I think we're gonna do that. I don't mind taking the bump to mental anyway. Like, we don't really need to at this point, but it's fine. Okay. So now we have 125 SP to spend, so I'm gonna work my way over here. So now we have 2 vocal appeals to work with. Ideally, by the end of this, we'll have 4. Because we'll get this appeal later, and we'll get this appeal next, most likely. So we're going to do the 10,000 fan audition. We are very well equipped to deal with this, even if it is dance first, because Season 2 is actually pretty easy once your supports are leveled up. Kaho on turn 1 is absolutely fantastic. And now to flex, I'm going to hit the vocal judge. I don't have to do that. I just wanted to. Now, the big benefit of this particular build of using Mono, Meguru, and Uiko is what we're gonna see here in a second. So all of them have an audition mastery. So, as we watch our stats here, 21 vocal, 5 dance, 10 visual, 11 mental, and 19 SP. Mental and SP aren't gained typically from doing auditions, so getting a plus 11 in your mental every time you get first place and 19 SP is fantastic. And because we're bringing along the Gacha Rinzai as opposed to the Great Fest Rinzai, we're also gaining a fair amount of vocal as well. Okay, Tenka's asking for rest. That's fine. So now... yeah, we're good. I had to think about that for a second. So now we only need one Morning Kami to hit memory level 3, which I think is actually kind of overkill at this point. It's not vital to the run necessarily, but it is useful. The stronger your memory appeal is, the easier semifinals and finals will be. So now, this season. The season is going to be heavy auditioning. We're going to see how many fans we can get. In the ideal situation, you get 400,000 fans. I sort of predict 350, but we'll see. 7.7 versus 2.7, so we're well ahead. Oops. Okay. We've already got the bonus. Go with our 2.5. Not a strong passive activation. If we're lucky, Dance... okay, Dance Judge does not survive. This should be fine. Okay, we got double bonus off of that, so 28 stars means that we should not have any chance to lose first place here. Yeah, it was close, 26, but we got first. So once we reach 50,000 fans, we will unlock the 50,000 fan audition, which I think is, once you understand it, the easiest audition in this season. The 40,000 fan can mess you up if it's vocal first, because the AI is actually kind of ruthless in that situation, but it's still doable. So what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to grab Kaho's gold passive, and our next purchase is going to be the Vocal 2.0, and we will replace probably our Dance 2.5. Yeah, we'll replace the Dance 2.5 because our Dance has not grown as high. Our Visual isn't exactly high either, but it's still slightly more. So we'll value it a little higher. Okay. Let's go with this appeal first. 5.9 versus 9.1. That's okay. 5.2, so we're over 10k. Okay, this is actually a great position to be in. I think we get last heal with this. Just shy, but it's fine. Yep, so we got first. We get to keep our buffs, so we're getting that 11 mental and 19 SP. Let's see. 23 vocal. So we didn't get the bonus for it, but that's still good. So now we're at 100,000, so we're already set to go to Wing, but we're not done yet this season, of course. So, grab the 2.0. What did I say? Replace Dance? Yeah, replace Dance. So next what will happen is we'll go for this passive, just to help increase our odds in... not so much Season 4. Season 4 is actually pretty easy even without passives, but we'll take it just for the sake of it. But our big goal is to get the 2.5, so we have two 2.5s and two 2.0s. Then as for additionals, we could get Megur's 1-star passive. Tenka's passives aren't that useful, so we're almost we're more than halfway to what we need in terms of SP. We're getting there. Start with a 2.5. So the big reason why this audition is actually a paper tiger, as it were, is because each of the AI's patterns for this audition is that they rotate their target every turn. So they'll go first trend, second trend, third trend, or third trend, second trend, first trend. So because of this, there's no focus. And as long as you focus a judge, you will always win. Especially with your leveled up supports. So because of that, it means that this audition is perfect regardless of what stat you run, because everybody's playing a worse game than you will be. Morning Commu, so that is memory level 3. I'm gonna have to say no. But it's level 3, which means head pats now raise tension, so even though we lower tension by denying the promise, we just bring it right back up with the head pat. But only works at level 3 or higher. Otherwise it will reduce tension, and you want to keep your tension high to have your memory peel be accessible at all points. So we're gonna... No, I said we were gonna get Kaho's next, so we will do that after this next one. Alright, we'll start with Rinsei Appeal. 4.4 versus 4.5. So if this was just to that much, then we would be losing. But she will not be targeting that judge for another 3 turns. I'm gonna do this because we got the passive bump on the same turn. Ouch. That's fine. And we got the last hit, so no real fear there. As long as we can maintain the first places, which, I mean, you can get first or second and still earn the fans, but we want to get first to continue earning the bonus stats from our audition masteries. Alright, so we will get the passive, put this at 15. So again, we need 90, 120, 140, and we have 15, so 125 SP until we are technically done with everything that I like to get. The rest of it is, I wouldn't say meaningless, it's just, you know, the cherry on top. 4.6 versus 3.3. 4.6 versus 9.1, but that's okay, because they are not going to be targeting. 8.6, which puts us in a very comfortable position there. Okay, and that's fine, because we get last hit with memory peel. Cool. Almost done with the season. Getting there. So if we look at our stats right now, we have 381 vocal, 384 mental, which is very nice. So I think my prediction will be off. I will actually hit 400,000 this time. Sometimes the Sakuya AI likes to troll me, but it's not very often. Oops. Or I'll troll myself by hitting a good on a really easy bar. Or I'll do it twice, you know. Trying to make it look fair. I don't think this gets the last hit. Nope, not quite. Okay, so Sakuya is going to take it first away from us. So we're not going to get the SP that I wanted to get from that one, but we still get the fan count, so not all hope is lost. Yeah, see, so 7s to everything and a 14 to visual. Oh, another morning commu. So we still need 6 SP for the next passive. We're over 400 vocal now, and just about under 400 mental. 8.2 versus 6.1. An additional 8k from us. Okay, we got a bunch of passive procs there, so I'm just going to use the memory field for the sake of it. Ouch. Yeah, and because of all those bonuses, we were able to take the dance judge as well. Sometimes when you get the right passive activations, it's just a good idea to use the memory peel anyway, because it can give you some additional insurance through the other judges if they're still pretty healthy. Alright, so we're almost done with this season, and the last season is actually going to be pretty simple, because we're only going to need to do at least 1 audition, and then the rest of it is just padding out our stats and SP. Yep, we're just going to use it. If they're going to keep giving us our good passives on the turn we need our memory appeal, then, like, yeah, sure, why not? We're not in a bad position, so we will take what we can get. So, we now have 400,000 fans going into Season 4, which means we can do 1 100,000 fan audition or 2 50,000s. I am going to be keeping an eye out for Vocal Second, because I think Vocal Second is the easiest choice. Otherwise, I'll be building stats for whatever trends we don't get. So this is a stat raising day. And we're going to go here, because we're getting 36 SP, 3 people are in here. This is a good room to choose. Oh, once again, we're getting a training day. Okay, Vocal Second. And we got enough SP to get our last appeal. So the last relevant passive we can get from this particular build is Megru's 1-star Vocal Visual 30% up. So we need 60 SP to get that, which should not be a problem. So we're going to go ahead and head over to the 100,000 fan audition, and we're going to focus second. I'm not even worried about gaining stats necessarily. We just need the passive. So 11k. This is 4.6. So the reason why you choose Vocal Second is because Sakuya's AI, in other words, Idol A, you see down there, who's hitting a normal, she is a visual idol. She prefers second trend, so we make it bad for her, it's good for us. That's why a very common example of a bad trend for this particular audition is Vocal First, Visual Second. Because the AI loves Vocal First, and Sakuya likes Vocal Second. Or, sorry. Sakuya likes Visual Second, the other AI love Vocal First. Oh, we didn't get last hit. That might hurt us. Ah, not quite. Let's see. Okay, we're fine. I think if we had gotten that last hit, we could have actually gotten the first away from Mono's AI, but it's fine. Again, I'm not worried about it. Okay, our vocal stat is actually pretty close to being done, but we still need it anyway. So I might actually change my course, and rather than go for the Meguru passive, I may go for a stat uncap. That's fine. So, Season 3, you basically don't want to take any promises unless they are going to get you a level up. Taking them in Season 4 is perfectly fine because, ideally, you have so many flex days to work with that taking the promises is not going to affect the run in a negative way. Okay, so now she wants to rest in 1 week, so we get a lesson day followed by a rest day. And we will have memory level 4, which is fantastic. And we're getting a perfect and excellent, so we are getting 67 SP. That's great. So we're going to go ahead and get that uncapped, and we're going to grab this. We're going to get our rest. Pushes us up to memory level 4. We're probably not going to hit 5. We would need to have a very lucky run here, which the game is trying to tease me with. Okay, no, we're not getting it. If we had gotten the promise there, then there was a possibility of memory level 5, but there's not enough time left. Oh, they really, really wanted to make it seem doable. Yeah, they really did. So I'm going to say no, because I would rather take the stat raise. Fix the tension. If we had gotten that other promise, that would have been memory level 5. Because, you know, what could have been? Let's do this because this will also level up Kaho. So now Kaho has a little extra damage because she has at least 50% bar. Every 25% of the bar you fill, it increases your support's damage. So the higher that is, the more useful they will be on the stage. I do not know the exact number of how much it increases, but it does increase. Alright. This is why we bring the vocal book, because visual or dance first is usually really bad. And because of this build, we should be good to deal with the finals regardless. So, with 32 SP, we can't really buy anything meaningful. We'll grab this passive once we get 40 SP, once we win this semifinal. Vocal first is great because the two AI that you have to worry about are dance and visual respectively, and they always target first. So if you're vocal, and it's vocal first, they're doing half damage and you're doing full damage. 13.1 versus 8.7 is the big threat. That's fine. Now, we have to decide who we're targeting, which I think is going to be the visual judge. 11k. And our level 4 memory appeal gives us another 11k, so we get some bonus stars out of it. Ooh, this is gonna be... We're fine. 31. A little scary. Alright, so now, let's see what happens with the finals. Alright, we get to fight the final boss herself. And we got that passive immediately. 18.2 versus 13.9. So Natsuha is not playing around. She already got her perfect. This time she got a good. 14 versus 10. Only the 7% passive. Natsuha is hitting a perfect. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. We got the bonus, so we're at 28. Okay, that's good. Because we should get the last hit on visual, which will put us, I believe, at 32. Yep, 32. Alright, cool. And there it is. There's our true end. So hopefully that gives you an idea as to what a very successful true end looks like. There were a lot of perfects in there, but for the most part, the build does not depend too heavily on whatever produce idol you're using, and only really uses one limited support to like a full extent. Kaho is very strong, but as you saw, most of the run really didn't depend on her or the Meguru for that matter, and could be interchanged with whatever support makes sense for you. And again, this is a vocal run, so feel free to adjust that, but keep a similar mindset for your dance and visual runs. So with that being said, thank you so much as always for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day.